by the very fact that we've incarnated together as in a family unit, does that mean that we're meant to go through this process together, and that if one ascends, we all ascend, or if we all one gets on a galactic federation ship, we all do, because we've all got the same path?
Okay. Mostly, I'll say that groups will do it together. Mostly. There will be a portion that won't. There'll be, like, if there's like... I questioned whether one of my kids would make it. I get the feeling that both will now, but for a while there I wasn't sure. And I went through the emotion of having to let one of my sons go. Just because of the journey, of the intention, of the energetic patterns that my son likes to experience in this lifetime. Real warrior, I would say, dragon warrior sort of energy, and lion warrior energy. Just loves all that sort of stuff. I went through that. I cried a lot as a parent, thinking, what if one of my kids go through? What if it's not their path? Then we have to let them go. That is the reality. If you want to, through your emotional heartstrings, be connected to your child and try and force them down your path, then you're being controlling. And you're going to hurt a lot. So I recommend to all parents to now entertain the idea that if they have a feeling or an inkling within themselves that maybe one of their children aren't going to make it through, or their loved one, like a partner, a husband, or a parent, or their best friend, then I highly recommend to start processing that now. Another way of looking at it is you don't have to process it now. Down the track, when the time comes and the split does occur, you won't be who you are now. So if you look at it from now, you'll feel the emotional pain and you'll process that, and you may shed a tear. I did. But what I've also come to know is down the track we'll be different too, and we'll cope with it much better, because we'll have so much greater wisdom, and it'll be like, okay, you go down your path, and you'll be happy for them to go down that path, and you won't feel all that crying and that pain, that emotional pain, like you think you would from now. So either way, it's your choice, I went through that experience of doing it now. And at the moment, I feel free because I don't have that concern anymore. That's why I went through that pain already. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. Absolutely. That actually brings up another point for me, which is having conversations with people about 5D, about what it's going to look like after Ascension, because they're trying to get a grasp on something from a 3D perspective, and they're looking at it like it's going to be the same planet, the same us, the same needs and desires, but we're going to have 5D abilities.
Yeah, or just a higher level of technology, and we won't have to work in factories.
And what's going to be the point of living, and what are we going to do with ourselves? It's all just going to be some hedonistic kind of joyride. There'll be nothing to teach. There'll be no one to help, because everybody will be able to do the same things, and everybody will know the same stuff.
Yeah.
And so what are we going to do with ourselves? My argument is that it won't be, because we're going to be coming from a completely different place, and we'll have a greater sense of purpose and. We'll have, galaxies.
Don't you now have a greater sense of purpose?
Oh, absolutely.
And you're not doing as much of the 3D stuff as you used to, and lo and behold, you have a greater sense of purpose. Wow, isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that's true.
So imagine what it's like as you go further down that path, and you're sent to a greater level of a state of being. Your sense of purpose just, it just multiplies. The magnitude of it is incredible. And the first thing I want to say, going back to 5D, is not ascension. It's one step in the ascension process. The actual full-blown ascension into universal beings happens in the 5D platform. It's the platform to launch us into ascension. So it's not a trick to lure people into a reality that's not the true path. And there'll be some who will say that, and I'm the son of the Antichrist, all that sort of rubbish that some people have already said. Believe me, that gets put around, and it'll get worse as time goes on. It will. So I'm ready for that. It's good. It's good. I like that people do that because it really challenges me, and I get to dig deeper and get more powerful. So it's good. So 5D is going back home in a sense. All right, back to heaven. It's the lowest vibratory level of heaven. That's how I describe it. After taking the journey. So, do you want me to explain to you what 5D is like, or what the ascended reality is going to be like? Because I actually got to see both.
Both.
Both. Okay. 5D is, from this reality, it will seem like they're really quite similar. But 5D, we work from one energetic centre, singularity, because we're back in oneness and harmony with creation. It's beyond the chakra body, by the way. That's another thing I want to make clear here, is the chakra body is the 4D body, the fourth dimensional body. So people don't like to hear this because in reality, and I'm going to be totally realistic here, and so you people listening, you have to be realistic. It's a big industry. All right? So all you healers out there, you are part of a big industry. All right? I know you don't want to hear it, but that's the truth. And I'm sorry, but at least I'm being strong enough and courageous enough and respectful enough and loving enough to tell you the truth, whereas others won't. Okay? You are part of a 4D industry. That is the reality. Are you helping people? Of course you are. We're moving through the 4D right now. So you are helping people. Are you hurting people? Of course you are. We're in duality. You're helping them and you're hurting them. Let's be realistic. What are you using? If you're using so-called ascended masters' energies to do the healing, you're hurting them on one level energetically. That's the reality. So I'm sorry, but somebody's got to tell you the truth. When you go to the 5D, all those chakras are just, they don't merge because the 5D existed before the 4D. So it's a single energetic centre. When you go from 5D down to 4D, you fragment, and so do your energetic centres. So it's a single energetic centre, a 5D one. And it's 5, 6, 7D is the highest self, is the realms of the highest self. So your embodiments in those all have a single energetic centre because you're back to oneness and harmony and singularity, okay? Now, the 5D body is deeper. So if people are doing healings, what they should be doing is going into the person and the healer should use their inner light and the person's inner light and bring out whatever colours and energetic patterns are required to do the healing on the person via that avenue. Stop externalising, okay? So if you want to do it the proper way, do it that way, because that's how all the true healers in history did it, okay? Now, the 5D reality has a really harmonious tone to it. You have access to so much knowledge and wisdom and understanding. The moment you put your attention to something, you get all the information as far as you want. And it's not through the mind. It's a connection through the heart. It's a different state of being. So for me, I had the experience of going to a meeting in the 5D one night, and I was walking across a courtyard, and yeah, there's an ecosystem, there's buildings, there's all of that, but they're not technologically based buildings. They're all made from stone and organic existing, whatever's existing in the natural environment. And they're built in harmony with that environment. So we asked the stones, do they want to be a part of our dwelling, and be a part of the experiences in that dwelling to create that dwelling. And everything is done in harmony. All the plants that want to be inside the building, because the experience of that plant being in the building with the people is different to being outside the building. The energetic patterns are completely different, right? So everything works in harmony. Everyone knows it wasn't destined for that plant over there to be in a building, because what you do is you tune into the spirit of the being who is that plant. And it's like, no, that's not your path. Okay, it's your path. Do you want to be a part? You feel it's your path? Yeah, it's my path. Okay, so we bring that plant into the building. Do you understand the concepts? They're so different.
Absolutely.
And it's so harmonious, the reality, because everybody's on the path. We're all flowing down that river of life together. And also when I was walking across that courtyard and I just acknowledged this lady coming the other way, instantly, in that moment, instantaneously, I had the full knowing of who she was, where she came from, the experiences we had, on what worlds throughout the cosmos. We've had experiences together, everything, where her journey was heading, where she'd been, and not only what she's doing in that moment, all of that and more. So it's really incredible. Now, the ascended Earth, what freaked me out is there's no shadows. Nothing. No shadows. And were there shadows in the 5D? Not like we see them here. Very different. It's a shade. It's not like a shadow. There's no darkness. It's totally different. But it's just a sort of a dulling. There's no actual proper shadow. It's hard because the version of duality there, even though it's heaven and it's oneness, it's still frequency, still light. So, it's still a version of polarity. People don't get that. As long as you have light, you have duality. So even right up there at the light of God, light, duality. So people need to come to terms with that. So no shadows, because you go like that and you look in there and it's as light as in there as it is all around you.
How can that be?
Yeah, because the reality is illuminated from within, from behind, from underneath, from inside its existence. And I can't even say atoms because we're going beyond atomical structure. How about that? Yeah. Beyond mathematical construct. And there's no energetic centres. It's just from everywhere is illumination. And it's not blinding light. It's just illuminated.
But there's still form.
There's still form. We're going to have form. But that's one aspect of us once we ascend. So here you're going to have a planetary race of beings, okay, in this completely ascended state. So basically, a planetary race of God beings. So we're going to become universal beings ourselves. So we'll be able to travel and do anything. Even though we can with our I am presence, we can't do it in a physical form at the moment, to go anywhere and do anything. So we're graduating into doing that, becoming eternal beings. And we'll express ourselves however we like. And then there's another part of our consciousness which will go and start manifesting a universe through light, through the use of light, because we will have graduated to become fully fledged creators, to create using light, because this universe is a light-based construct. And yes, we do exist beyond this universe, beyond what we call God, the creator of this universe. We exist beyond that. And our universes out there have different constructs to this one, and this one is a light construct.
You know what? The idea of hanging out in just 5D sounds really nice for a while. I could use a holiday from all of this. I feel exhausted.
Oh, it'll be at least 3 months in Earth time equivalent that we stay there before the ascension. So we'll be meeting up with friends and family, and there will be a lot of there will be a party. A 5D version of a party, and cool. And there'll be a lot of celebrating because we're going home and we've made it. And then there'll be the preparing for ascension. So a lot of beings will leave the planet on the 5D level because they're not ascending, even after we meet with them, and they'll have to leave, and all the beings will start preparing on Earth in that 5D level for the actual full-blown ascension.
Okay, now I understand the bigger picture.
Yeah?
Yeah, very good. Thank you.
Cool, yeah. And just how it resonates. I say to people, don't take my word for it. Don't, on one level, don't believe a word I say here. Really go within yourself and see what it feels like internally for you. Just see how it resonates.